Okay, there you go. Hello, Cowboy Nation. For those who haven't jumped on yet, it's me with the draft guru, Danny Savage.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, man. So we about less than 2 weeks away from the draft. Nothing really much to talk about because, Danny, he did another video. He already did what? You said 714
Seven
players?
717 players. I put.
Okay, 717 players. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
somebody jumping in right now. Oh, okay. Hey, OJ.
G,
What's happening?
what's up? You on your yacht?
Yeah, we were going fishing.
Hey, OJ,
Nice.
you got an echo in the background.
I got to put my things in. Hold on. I got
Okay. So, for the news that what I've been hearing right now, they still talking about trading Michael Parsons.
Really?
Yep, they still talking about number 4 losing weight.
Yeah,
What we do?
I put y'all on hold.
I've been seeing something about Hoffman. That Cowboys made an example out of him or something. I don't know what if his contract or what. I don't know, but my
I
thing is, I still say the Cowboys. They still need. They can. It won't hurt them to add one additional to the offensive line if with the 12 pick if one of the players drop down to them.
we have to come out of this draft with at least one offensive lineman
Yeah.
because now whether you leave BB at center or throw BB to right guard and you put Hoffman at center or Hoffman at right guard, regardless, Dallas has zero depth. What do we have? Matt Lewesko and Josh Ball, maybe? I mean, like,
Hmm.
they signed the kid
And
from the Redskins.
TJ Bass.
TJ Bass, which I do like, uh that's it. I mean, but they're gonna have to put TJ Bass, they're gonna have to put like on the roster. TJ Bass won't get poached off the practice squad, in my opinion. You know? So
I'm still concerned with the left tackle position and really right tackle too because um, from what I'm hearing, the Cowboys is dead set in starting guiding back at left tackle again.
yeah, I'm not a fan of that. It doesn't make sense when you know you pay your quarterback $250 million, and then you get a kid and a rookie no less switch positions, and now he's gonna block his blind side. That's like buying a Rolls Royce and putting the cheapest tires on it and the cheapest shocks. It just doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense. It
From
really
day
don't make sense.
from it doesn't. That's why I did a video the other day, and it's like I said, how is it Jerry Jones, everything he touches turns to gold, but he can't run a football team? I just don't
Hmm.
understand it. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
And also sticking with the offense on the offensive side, um, with the two running backs they signed,
Yeah.
plus having Deuce Vaughn and I forgot the other kid
I
name. He
just
been on.
opened up
Hmm?
their food.
Javante Williams, I think, from Denver.
No, yeah, you got Javante Williams, Miles Sanders, uh, Deuce Vaughn, and I
Sorry.
want to say Davis. Those are 4 running backs you got right now. If they do not draft a running back, this is gonna be the third consecutive year that we know that the Cowboys don't give a damn about the running back position.
Listen, there's
Yeah.
so many. I got 37 running backs with a draftable grade. I even have. There's even going to be undrafted running backs that are going to see time. If this running
Hmm.
back class is so deep, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm perfectly fine with waiting until day 3 because you can still grab two monsters on day 3. It is that deep where other positions aren't. So like like left tackle, offensive tackle. If you want one, you better grab one quick because they're gonna.
Yeah, I'm definitely with that. Yeah, definitely you got to get it. If it's not, then I would me personally with the 12 pick. If defensive end, uh, I don't care. What's your take on the wide receivers? You think
They're
they should the 12 pick all right? You think they should try to invest in one?
They're saying the Arizona State kid, Victoria McMillan, he's one of the 30 visits for Dallas.
Oh, he went
Uh,
to Dallas. Okay.
he's 6'5", 220, ran a slow of 40, but he came from the Pac-12 and then the Big 12. And like, I have a thing where, listen, I know Dallas has been extremely lucky with Des Bryant, CeeDee Lamb, and then Detroit got him on St. Brown. DeAndre Hopkins has been in the league for 10 years. I personally don't like Big 12 wide receivers because of every one of those wide receivers I just named, there's 100 other busts at wide receiver. Because for some reason, the Big 12, they don't play defense in that division.
No, they don't. They really don't.
And I tell people that if they don't believe me, just pop on FanDuel or anything, and it's the over-unders of basketball scores. You have triple-digit over-unders, and so that leads to overinflated stats, in my opinion. So honestly, man, I wouldn't even mind a kid. I think a safer pick than him. If you wanted to move back a little bit, just a little bit, and I would go with Amika Ibuka from Ohio State. But when I say back, you only got to go back a little bit because I don't think Amika Ibuka is going to get past Arizona Cardinals because they're going to take him and they would match him up with Marvin Harrison. So, but I can also see Dallas moving back. But I'm hearing wide receiver too a lot. But then, listen, there's going to be two people. We have no idea who they are, but there's still going to be two people, in my opinion, that are going to drop.
And I'm real curious to see if Shadura dropped the 12, what the Cowboys are going to do.
I think they take him in a heartbeat.
Would you draft him?
I think.
I think they'll draft him. I think they will. And to me, the reason why I wouldn't have a problem them drafting, to me, my personally, I don't think Shador is a first round talent. I believe he more of a second, third round. Yeah. He got the potential. Again, that they were potential, but I think that will put more pressure on number 4 to try to play better.
Yeah.
And see, to me, it's not about if the quarterback can run or if he can throw the ball 50 yards down the field. It's about his accuracy. Can he when a receiver doing, like I said, a 15-yard curl route or whatever, can that quarterback get that wide receiver open by throwing to him?
I mean, I think he has an NFL arm. He's never, from what I've seen of him in college, he's never played behind a good offensive line.
That's true.
He hold the ball too long, though.
Well, he does look around, but he has taken a beating at Jacksonville State and then in Colorado. But having Travis Hunter did help. And another one of their kids, LeJohntay Wester, he was a sleeper. He had over 1,000 yards and like double-digit TDs. I put him out last week. He's a sleeper. The only thing is we just traded for that kid Milton from the Patriots. So then he's our third. And then I notice I would just hate – I don't have a problem drafting Shador because I know – if he falls to 12 and he's on, once that clock starts, it's going to be cha-ching, cha-ching. It's going to be money, man. For Dallas. Dallas drafting that kid, it's going to bring the circus mentality back to Dallas. You're going to see all the celebrities back on the sidelines. You're going to see, and that equals more money in Jones's pockets. You know,
ESPN's, everything.
Dallas is a zoo. Dallas is a zoo, and we haven't won shit in 30 years. They draft, they draft, they draft Shador. It'll be off the chains. It's just, I would just hate to draft him and then see him sitting there, because you don't learn by sitting there, with an iPad in your hand, and that's you don't. You learn by. But we just gave it. That's why it just never made sense last year to give Dak that contract. I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Hey, OG, you still there?
he's
Guess
on.
not.
I think he's on his boat. I don't
Yeah,
know.
fishing. Oh yeah, off in the Pacific Northwest. Okay,
Uh,
let me ask you this then. Because to me, yeah, we definitely need running backs. We definitely get two, whether they draft them or they pick them up from no college free agent at the end. Wide receiver, my opinion, I like that kid from TCU.
Betch,
Uh,
Bech, Becht,
uh, I think his last name Williams, if
Williams,
I'm not mistaken.
white kid or no?
No, black kid. From TCU, Texas Christian
Gotcha.
University.
Betch is gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's a big kid, man. Seven Williams. Oh, I forgot
Oh,
his name.
Savion Williams. Savion
Seven
Williams.
young Williams. Yeah, man. I like that kid. I definitely like that kid. Um, go ahead.
Listen, I agree with you. Does Dallas need a wide receiver too? 100% we do. Do we need? I would love a tall guy too. I would love a speedster also. We still, unless they're going to plan to leave Turpin on the field and him stretch the defense, it's just, I think 12 is really, really rich for, you know,
Mhm.
Kid Williams.
You know
But
what? Because I wouldn't draft him 12. I'm saying like maybe in the second or third round. That's when I would draft him.
yeah,
Williams.
it's a decent wide receiver class. It's not the greatest. It's decent, but at a point, it does fall off a cliff. But you can still get a sleeper on day 3. It's gonna be. I just think Thursday and Friday, which is first round, second round, third rounds, you're gonna see a hell of a lot of defensive linemen and running backs come off the board.
But see, my thing is, I'm tired of the Cowboys drafting D tackles in later rounds. And a lot of times it takes for them maybe 3 to 4 years to get to a point where they can be serviceable, if you know what I mean.
No, of course, I hear you.
Instead of trying, if there's one in the first round, especially if you in a high, before round 15, go for that person.
No,
But
I agree with you.
what's up, Nate Dog?
Nate's in the chat.
Yep.
No, I agree with you 1,000%. Unfortunately, when we went with a Power 5 defensive tackle, it happened to be Mozzie Smith, and he's done jack shit. You know what I'm trying to say?
Man, I would say, man, uh, me personally, I would have never drafted Mozzie Smith, especially with that. I mean, especially not with the first round, because it was more defensive tackles. But I think at that particular draft, the person who I wanted, defensive tackle, he was already gone. But
I wanted Brian DeReese from Clemson. We could have got him, but no, he went like I think 27 to the Saints.
I wanted an offensive lineman at that draft. But
listen, man, we got so many needs, man. That's the crazy part. It's like, and I know what I think's a crazy need. I still can't believe we haven't done anything with our safeties. I have a hard time believing that both of our safeties are Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker. I think Hooker's on for contractual reasons, but if a good safety falls to you, like how do you gonna, just not look that way. I'm trying to
What
say.
about? I still think. No, what I know that's crazy as it sounds, but I think Shiloh is head to the Cowboys around 6.
Yeah, I think whatever last pick we have, it's going to be on him 1,000%, because they're going to draft him. Because honestly, if Dallas don't draft him, he's going to be an undrafted free agent.
I don't think Salah's going to fall that low.
Shiloh.
No, I don't think
100%.
so.
He's 25. He's undersized, and he has
He can hit though.
And
he got a motor though.
That's great. I agree with you too, but unfortunately, he plays the run much better than he does the pass. But no, I like him against the run. He like I said, he's on the small side, 5'10", 200. But like I said, do we want to really deal with a 25-year-old rookie that knocks you down a few spots? And off the field issues, he didn't even get invited to the combine, which doesn't mean nothing, man. But yeah, I think he can play, and I've been saying I agree with you 1,000%. Dallas is going to use their last pick on him, and they're going to give him 21, his dad's number, and throw him back there. Like I said, he's good against the run. I got no problems with that. It's just with speedy wide receivers he has issues with. But
there is a safety from Georgia who I like.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Malachi Starks.
Yeah, I think he 6'4".
No. You're thinking of Nick Umanera from South Carolina. Hold on,
no, this kid from Georgia. He may be 6'2", 6'3", if I'm not mistaken.
Of course, I don't have my rankings in front of me.
So, OG, question for you.
Yeah.
What round you think the Cowboys could draft their first running back?
They should probably go second or third. I don't know, man. I mean, them bringing them two running backs is puzzling to me. Somebody said there was camp bodies, but
I'm thinking that too, though. Camp bodies, but
yeah,
man, why you spend $3 million on both of them?
So maybe you should go. You could go first round. I oversaw the tackles. I don't know. I'm not really impressed with any of the tackles, except for one tackle. And that's from West Virginia. I was talking to Savage about. He might be pretty good. He might be a first round pick. But you go first round or second round with a running back. I don't know. I mean, I said second or third, but this running game is horrible. And then you just paid that man $250 million. I mean, he can't throw all game long because we know what is going to happen if you do that. So probably first or second. I'd say trade back and then drop the running back because you got holes to fill everywhere on this team, but I like our chances with helping this bomb out. Drafting first or second. I hate to say that high, but is there first round running back in this? I don't know. Is there first round running back, Savage?
Yeah, there is. It's the guy I said, Malachi Starks.
Okay.
From Georgia. He's the
safety. No, this safety you're talking about.
Malachi Starks. That's the safety guy out of Georgia.
Running back.
No,
we're talking. I'll ask.
Oh, now you got running backs. Well, Gentry's going to go in the first 10 picks.
Yeah.
Gentry's going to go first 10 picks. Then it's a flip of the coin for running back 2. Running back 2 is going back and forth from Trevon Henderson, Ohio State. Some other people like the kid Omarion Hampton from North Carolina.
Some people got him at the best running back, even over Gentry. Not many, but a few.
The boy from Iowa.
I think he's a early second round pick. Caleb Johnson, 6'1", 220.
No, who was this guy? Who was Hampton?
Hampton's the kid from North Carolina.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah.
My only, not an issue, just a concern with him. He's taken a lot of punishment over the last
right.
2 years.
Right, right.
He's rushed for last 2 years. He's rushed for over 3,000 yards combined and like 15 touchdowns a season on a
Man, that's a lot.
horrendous North Carolina team. And he's
Man,
on
that's a
the
lot.
other side.
That's,
He's like
that's
6 foot 220. You know.
that's a lot of wear and tear on your body, even at a
Yes,
young age.
yes. That's why, like, listen. It, well, it was okay. We took Zeke in what 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, when was the last early pick we spent on a running back? Man, I'm trying to. Pollard went
Emmitt
fourth.
Smith.
Emmitt Smith. That was.
Fred.
DeMarcus Murray, I think, was a third rounder.
Yeah.
Trying to
Yeah, it
say.
was.
It's
Yeah.
just listen. There's so many good running backs, and like I said, it's like you're gonna. I think you're gonna start to see the running backs run. I think you're gonna see the Redskins pick a running back. You know, you're gonna see them like in the
Mm-hmm.
late. I think late 20s, but people are just going to be looking at the board and saying, "All right, do we need what positions are going to last longer? Running back, defensive line, edges or D tackles, linebackers, safeties." So it all depends. My personal opinion: running back lasts all 3 days of the draft. I
Mm-hmm.
can start it any day. There's monsters that are going to be drafted on day 3 of running backs.
Because to me, with that 12 pick, uh, you can't go wrong. Offensive line, defensive line.
Oh, I agree 1,000%.
Can't go. Wide receiver, like I said, I can wait on wide receiver.
Yeah, me too. You could even get a good wide receiver round 2, round 3 if you really,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, do that. But like the thing that bothers me so much about our fan base is wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. What good is a wide receiver when your quarterback is laying on the ground?
On his butt.
They don't get that. You have to build the fortress first. What good is a great running back if there's a defensive tackle in the backfield every single play?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, Rico, he did go for 1,000 yards," but to me, that was 1,000 yards meant something when it was a 12-game season. Now that
Mm-hmm.
went to 16, 17, what
17 games.
averaging 50 yards a game, that doesn't make you a superstar in my book, But
No, it don't. It really don't.
but
Because no, you can play 7 games and still get 1,000 yards.
yeah, it's not like it used to be. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
And, but
And
there's
plus,
there's so much
and
talent.
plus, and plus, really, the way to go is have a dual running back systems. Because the
Yeah,
days of having the one running back, I know, I know. A couple weeks ago, Cowboys corner was saying that he believes that this coaching staff want that one running back to be a 3 down back.
yeah. I want a lot of things also to myself, but
Mm-hmm.
getting
But
that
them days are over with, man.
those plus those days are over with because you're not going to give that guy a second round. You're not going to give him a second contract because what's second contract
Especially
worth?
when you run to the ground like that.
Yeah. So me personally, I want a speedster. I want a big guy. I want a big goal line back, and then give me a third down, change of pace, kid that can come out of the backfield and catch the ball. And this draft, you can get whatever you want. But if you want 3 down, but if Dallas wants or corner was saying a 3 down back, to me, Austin Gentry is not a 3 down back.
Mm-mm.
He's not a
He'd be,
pass blocker. He's going to get run over.
mm. Yeah, he will.
I don't see him being a
Yeah.
3 down back. Henderson, yeah. Henderson from Ohio State, yeah. Even Quishon Judkins from Ohio State. Caleb Johnson from Iowa, he's a 3 down back to me. Omarion Hampton from North Carolina, he's a third down back to me, but I just think that's crazy early. You know, I heard some fans say that'll be failed if we go trenches. Yeah, that's basically what our fan base says.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, a lot of fan base, nothing but Dak fanboys in a way, or Dacaronis, or Dabble, Dible.
Yeah. They forget we haven't stopped the run, and I can't remember. Like it's been a decade since we've stopped the run. It seems, and listen, I don't have any problems going trenches with our first three picks back and forth. I really don't, because I know I can find a speedy wide receiver day 3. I know I can find 2 running backs day 3. Like I said, I got 37 running backs with a draftable grade. Some other positions are not gonna. It's even a good tight end class, very good tight end class.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm done with it. I'm done with it. The best way to help Dak is a fixed offensive line. And that's it. I'm done with it. People can argue till they blue in the face.
Yeah, they know what it is. It's just getting that offensive tackle, let's say, or defensive tackle. It's not a sexy pick, but
yeah, and that's what they want. They want the sexy pick.
Okay, but look at the Detroit Lions, how they built their team. What did they do first? They built the D line, then they built the offensive line, and then they got the skill players.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? If the Cowboys was more aggressive in the offseason like they supposed to with the offensive line, we wouldn't be crying about them drafting one.
Right.
You know what it is, though? When it comes to free agency and offensive line, you're always going to overpay. Connor McGovern, who was we took out of Penn State round 3 a few years back, he got like a $45 million deal to go to Buffalo. But I just find it ironic that we drafted him. He played center and guard at Penn State. We drafted him. He couldn't snap the ball. He started 17 games last year for Buffalo at center.
Mm-hmm.
This year different in upstate New York. So it just shows you. Listen, I tell people, when I break people down in the draft, I can only break down what I see. Once they go to another team, I say there's nothing I can do. And Sam Darnold is a great, example of that. How many teams, did nothing with him, and you're telling me, boom, he just blows up 1 year in Minnesota? Granted, Minnesota has a talented team with good skill positions at both wide receivers and a good tight end. You know what I'm saying? But he's a perfect example of, listen, every quarterback that goes to the Jets sucks, man.
Sucks, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, he's old. He's coming off of a torn Achilles. He got destroyed. The Jets' offensive line is
maybe worse than the Cowboys.
Yeah, well, I said Tyron Smith won't last 8 or 9 games there. He lasted 7. And he lasted, I think, 7 games, and he gave up double-digit sacks. He was getting Rodgers killed. Then they had to put a rookie in.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to another position that nobody has been talking about, the linebacker core.
No, I hear you. Let me tell you something. I would not be like sad at all at 12 if Dallas took Jihad Campbell out of Alabama. The kid is 6'3", 255. He can play all 3 linebacker spots, and he also can put his hand on the ground on third down and rush the passer. The kid is a beast, straight up beast, and he ain't gonna be there in round 2. He's not.
I agree with you on that.
If you want to trade back even a couple of picks, but listen, it's just see, like I think last year, wow, when we traded back, we got the least player we wanted, and then we took, what I'm trying to say?
Who did we take?
We took Tyler Guyton, but then also with the extra third, then they took it on they spent it on Marshawn Nealon, who really
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
that's
see
right.
him coming in.
Oh, he was very much a reach.
A whole draft.
Oh man, 'cause I'm like, 'cause see, my knock on him. Yeah, I think they drafted him because of his size, 6'4", 260, whatever, long arms. But the 4 year starter at Western Michigan, he only had 12 sacks for as a defensive end.
Yeah,
I
I,
think he's
I
gonna
said
work
from
out
day
though.
one he had zero bend. I said that from day one. But no, what? Unfortunately, though, last year was a horrendous edge class. People have to realize every team has needs, but also like there's 31 other teams that have needs too. It's like going grocery shopping. Sometimes you go to the store and there is no milk. So you got to grab another spot. But when you reach instead of BPA, a lot of times you get burnt, man. And
Hey,
Right.
OG, what you were saying?
About what?
You were saying something about I think we were mentioning the defensive end.
Oh, Nealon, I think it's gonna work out. He's just gonna get in the gym and work on his body, but I think it'll work out with him because they brought him in to replace who the guy is left.
Lawrence.
Yeah,
yeah,
replace him.
he's
We did see some flashes from him though. I like his body frame. I like his work ethic. So he came back he came back after he got injured. He played all right, but sometimes injury does derail you from getting better and your production. But yeah, he strong another strong offseason. Get in the weight room and continue to be a dominant player on the D line. And I think you add some pieces around him and Mozzie and Osa and Parson and you got to focus around those three. You got to get your safety that can come up and tackle and be done with. You got to replace um, Hooker, and then if you want to go someplace else outside of Wilson, do that. And then you got another corner to come up and then get you. I think this draft need to be nothing but defense. You got high picks. You got high picks now. You got high good picks. You ain't picking like bottom of the, like the 20s and then things like that and upwards. Everything is a 12. If you're gonna stay at 12, stay at 12. But if you're gonna trade back, trade back. But don't go way down in the 20s. Only time you go way down in the 20s is when you don't get much. If you're gonna do that, you're not gonna you ask for a lot if you're gonna move way back in the 20s. You're gonna get high picks now. So you just stay focused around the defense and build off those 3 or 4 players because don't your offense gonna stink. We gotta realize offense gonna stink for the last for the next 2 or 3 years because um running back classes we don't know we want to go with the running back and then on top of that we don't know what are we gonna do at offensive tackle. Our offensive line is shaky right now. Maybe we're not gonna drop offensive tackle on the left side. So just stay focused on your defense and go from there.
yeah. I don't have a problem because listen, this is not a 1 year fix. This
Right.
is this is going to take 3-4 drafts to rebuild this team, and it is what it is. So I got no problem sticking with the defense. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, the offense, we can still get a running back late, be serviceable. If Dak can stay healthy for 17 games, that's a big if. You know, as long as Lamb's healthy, Ferguson's healthy, I don't think the offense. But I do agree also that I think defense is the bigger need because we can't stop the run, but I also don't think we can build around. I don't think Mozzie Smith is a buildable piece. He's a replaceable piece. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you could build around him.
My thing is, in order to if you want your offensive line, I'm sorry, if you want your linebackers and safeties to at least have a chance, number one, you got to fix the defensive line first. That is a plus. I mean, not a plus. That's a must. You have to fix that, especially up the middle.
Well, it's a very deep draft for defensive tackles. You can even day 3, you get a monster. Early, I like the kid Alfred Collins out of Texas. I like him. He's a big
Yeah, I
spacey.
like Collins too.
I know people are down on him. The kid out of Kentucky, Deone Walker. He's slipping.
Hmm.
You can probably get him late 3, early 4. We don't have a 4th though, but Dallas will do. They'll probably do something to trade back. It's just Carolina's already come out and said they're looking to trade back, so they're picking 8. So
Yeah, I think if everybody's smart, they trying to load up on defensive tackles and defensive ends and running backs. Versus what the Cowboys, like I said, I don't man. No, we talk what we think they should do, but at the same time, we don't know what they're gonna do.
and what hurts us the most is this is our 3rd defensive coordinator in 3 years. So
Hmm.
how do you draft now? Because every defensive coordinator has their own system and their specific type of players that they
Players,
like.
yes. And
How
for
do you?
Everflus, from what I've seen from his style, he like big defensive
Yeah.
tackles, one techniques.
And bigger traditional 4-3 defensive ends where
And
we
to
know.
me, and remember, you heard us saying that uh damn, what's the boy name? Number 4 is a coach killer.
Yeah, the legend killer.
Uh, I think Parsons it's about there too, especially if it's not named Dan Quinn,
Yeah,
because the fact that he wants to play defensive end, and I mean, to me, the only way Parsons can be successful at defensive end if line him out, how Detroit do with Hutchinson. Uh, 3 of the 2 defense tackles and the other end is going to have to produce more.
I agree, but I just don't see Micah Parsons as a full-time defensive end. He's
I
not.
don't either. I don't either.
The same thing with Abdul Carter. I did a video on him. He is not at edge. I got no problem him being a 3rd down pass rusher. He is a linebacker. Micah
Hmm.
Parsons is a linebacker. Why do you want to keep the kid at one's position so you could put a tight end over there to chip him, a running back to chip?
Hmm.
It should be when the quarterback gets under center, he has to look where Micah is.
Hmm.
Not know where he's coming
And you
from.
know what? And every time we hear people saying he being held, uh, that's the
But
reason why. Because he the best. He the Cowboys' number 1 weapon on defense. And of course, a lot of the referees are not going to call the holding penalty, even though they can every play. They're not,
exactly.
because for one, Mike Parsons do a lot of this.
Well, he quits on plays when he's held.
That too, yeah, he do.
He legit quits, and I can show plenty videos of him
Hmm.
just walking when like the plays whenever he get, and like I said, you can listen every play in the NFL you can call holding on.
Hmm.
You know what I'm trying to say? But nah, he's not a full time. We're wasting him as a full time edge. We're wasting
Yes,
him.
we are. We
And
wait. I mean, it is prime right now.
yeah,
He should be moving him around, get them different gaps. But like I said, the only way that can work out if the Cowboys fix up the interior alignment.
well, I think we can. I think how can I phrase this? If in first round at 12, I don't think there's a defensive tackle worthy of 12 because Mason Graham is never going to get back to 12. But there's edges that will be worth the 12th round pick.
Hmm.
I'm super high on Mikael Williams out of Georgia.
Georgia, yes,
6'6",
yes, man, yeah.
260. He played everywhere. 6'6", 260. He's only 20 years old. He's my number 1 edge.
You know what? Now that's a kid you can build around.
Exactly. And now he's
Hmm.
also he's 6'6", 260, 20 years old. He's not even done growing, man. He's going to
Mm.
get bigger. And now Matt Eberflus, whatever that's how you say his name is.
Yeah.
He's more of a traditional 4-3 defensive
Mm-hmm.
end. And he even played defensive tackle a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
anyone that challenges me, I try to tell him, yo, Georgia played Texas twice. And
Mm-hmm.
Texas' left tackle, it depends who you talk to, but he's in everyone's like conversation of the number one offensive lineman, offensive tackle in the draft, Banks, Kelvin Banks. It's either Banks, Will Campbell from LSU, or Wyatt Mullins out of West Virginia.
Yeah.
And you can see Mikael Williams go up against Banks twice, and Mikael Williams pretty much lived in Texas's backfield both of those games. And one
Mm-hmm.
game playing with a banged up ankle. But he's available at 12. I don't risk it. I jump on him right away if he's there at 12. But
yeah. But yeah, guys. Yeah, I'm just on here just for a minute too. Yeah.
Sounds good.
But yeah, man, I'm glad you came on, Dan Savage, the Guru, and OG. OG still need to change your name. OG, the Cowboy fan.
Is he still fishing or no? What is he doing?
I don't know what he's doing. Probably drinking some moonshine. Yeah, Cowboy had trade Lance.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for the 3 people, at one point got to 5, but Nate Dogg, as always, and whoever the other 2 people, salute to y'all guys. We might be on tonight, might not sure, but unless we hear some major news, but if not, yeah, I have a good evening.
Have a good one, everybody.
Are you
Okay.
out? You out, fam?
Oh,
Okay.
You done drinking?
Yeah, no, I was. So I had
I mean, so you on your boat, huh?
Yeah.
What you catch?
Salmon.
Oh, salmon.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, Bo. Peace.
All right, fam.